Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope that everybody is doing well. I say good morning, but I can't dictate when it is that you will see this video. For me, right now, it's morning. Good morning to everyone. I pray that your day has began on a great start. I pray that you started it with Jesus. I pray that you have paused to tell the Father thank you. I pray that the Lord has blessed you indeed and enlarged your territory. I also pray that you have the ability to pause and acknowledge the fact that He is Lord, and besides Him there's nobody greater. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am, rightfully so, Evangelist Jennifer Johnson Cook. I bring you greetings from Dear Young Lady. Dear Young Lady, we're going up. Listen, I know you hear me saying it all the time. It's because it is true. I am literally waiting on confirmation from God concerning our next, well, not next, but our in-person meeting. Just waiting to be certain that we got the right date, we got the right time, we got the right place. I want it all to be right. So know that I'm working on that. I actually, honestly, in all transparency, I booked the building, contacted someone to do decorations, and I realized I was moving a little bit too fast. Yeah. So I'm scaling all the way back to say, okay, Lord, I got overexcited. You do you. I had booked the building, put the decorator in, ready to go. Because I'm ready to see y'all in person. There's so much to be discussed. But we got to do it in the Lord's timing. I came to share with you today, do not despise the day of small beginnings. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. The most successful person that you know, the most successful person that is alive, the most successful person that we see that has reached what we call there and made it there and so famous and everybody knows them. At one point, nobody knew them other than their small circle. Every restaurant that we so love to eat at had to start somewhere. Even the car that I'm driving now, it started as a shell. Then they put the guts with Michelle and made a car. Everything starts somewhere. Stop being so hard on yourself that you are not in comparison with this person or that person. Understand fully that when that person began, they wasn't in comparison with nobody either. They just kept working the gift. Don't despise the day of small beginning. I remember when I was doing monologue and I would do a character called Sister Tiny Rogero, and Sister Tiny had outgrown her nickname that was her character. She was a big lady, and I literally had a fat suit made, and I really enjoyed doing it later on, but I didn't at first. I cried many a days because I did not want to do it. I did not like doing it. I later fell in love with it, but I did not. To say that I loved it in the beginning, no, I did not. Why? Because I had accepted my call to ministry, and I just knew that meant that I knew it would mean that I would be outside of the four walls of the church, but I did not know I had to put on a fat suit to tell the people about Jesus. Like, ain't this kind of backwards? Well, it simply is what it is. But it was the day of my small beginning, and I discounted that day. I did not want to be a part of that small beginning. I did not want to do it. I cried. I begged God. I did everything, and I still had to get dressed and go tell the people. Then it grew from Sister Tiny to Miss Beulah. Did that. That grew into plays. Never knew I could write a play. That grew into stage plays, and all. It just went from there. But it started at a small beginning. Just a girl grabbed a broom out the house, put on a fat suit, got dressed, and went out sharing the word of God with people while making them laugh. Now wherever I go, more people know Miss Beulah than they know Jennifer. Ain't that something? That's a whole nother message right there. Don't let people fall in love with your character. Let them know who you are. I don't mean character of who we are. I mean who we've created ourselves to be. So don't despise the day of small beginning. You don't know where this is going to lead. Even us as human beings, we started as a seed. We all started in seed form. Look at you. You ain't that way no more. In time, all things will grow if cultivated and cared for properly. Don't despise the day of your small beginning, and stop discrediting yourself because you're not where everybody else is. At one point, they weren't there themselves. So keep going, be encouraged. You got this. If it's a small business, baby, let me tell you something. You are the business. Be your brand. Wear your brand. Talk your brand. You may have to give away a little bit of your brand for people to know your name, but make sure you give it to the right people. But don't despise the day of small beginning. Dear young lady, let me tell you something. You are going up and you're going to do well. It doesn't look like it right now, but neither does cake batter before it's done. Nobody runs to the bowl and say, let me get some cake batter. Ooh, that's some yummy cake. No. They want the cake. Now, it may be a few that want some of the cake batter, but for the most part, they want a slice of the cake. But the slice of the cake starts with the egg and the cake mix and all this other stuff, and then eventually you get yourself some batter. Then after the batter, it has to go to the oven to be prepared. Don't nobody want a part of that process because it's hot and it's very uncomfortable. However, it's necessary for the making of the cake. Dear young lady, go through your making, experience your making, feel your making, accept your making. It might be hot, it might be uncomfortable, you might not like it there, you may feel claustrophobic because you're closed in, but baby, it's your making. It's going to make you. If you jump out, you're going to be raw, and then you go serve raw to a whole lot of people, and you're going to get a whole lot of people sick. Stay and get done. Don't despise the day of small beginning. Dear young lady,